solar electricity is taking the tiny bit of energy that humanity needs for electricity, which is, I emphasize, is super tiny compared to the amount of solar energy that hits the Earth.
In a recent podcast, Elon Musk also warned that the US has to increase oil and gas output immediately. Energy inflation will negatively affect Tesla. Extraordinary times demand extraordinary measures. But that's just one of the big problems that Tesla is facing in the state of Texas. Aside from that, Elon Musk is also persistently fighting with the government of the state of Texas for the right to sell cars directly to its customers. There is good news for Tesla that a prominent Texas politician has introduced bills that could help the company solve these problems. So, what are these bills in question? Let's find out in today's episode of Tesla Car World. Welcome back to the channel. Please show your support by subscribing and ringing that bell so you won't miss out on the next exciting episode of Tesla Car World. Alright, let's get into today's content. Recently, Republican Senator Ted Cruz of Texas introduced a new bill, the Energy Freedom Act, amid the energy prices rising in the state of Texas in particular and the US in general. Ted Cruz shared that this bill would create new jobs, lower energy costs, and because modern energy production in the US is far cleaner than in any other countries by every measure, it would help the environment. Furthermore, Cruz added that the Energy Freedom Act to reverse Biden's actions can restore American energy independence, and that the bill won't cost taxpayers a dime, while creating billions of revenue in the coming years for the US by expediting, permitting, leasing safe new oil and gas pipelines and exports, and providing much-needed regulatory certainty. This Energy Freedom Act will indirectly help EV maker Tesla. Accordingly, it can help stabilize gasoline fuel prices in Texas, from which electricity prices will also fall. So EV charging prices will also decrease, and EV users will no longer worry about these costs. Ted Cruz also shared on Twitter that
the approval of new energy projects which will boost American production, oil and gas and wind and solar and geothermal, all the different energy production that we have in the United States, to remove the federal government strings are holding it back.
This bill is also very beneficial for Tesla Energy, as the company is having projects to deploy its solar products in the state of Texas. Tesla's energy business has great potential in the state of Texas, and if facilitated by the local government, it will bring huge profits in for Tesla. That's reasonable because the Tesla energy business expanded during the first quarter of 2022 due to the battery energy storage systems. Also, according to the company, Tesla Energy's revenues increased 25% year over year to $616 million. Tesla also shared that energy storage deployments increased by 90% year-on-year in quarter 1 to 846 megawatt-hours, mainly driven by strong Powerwall deployments. Additionally, the Tesla solar roof installations also increased. Musk was confident to claim, "I think long-term, Tesla Energy will be roughly the same size as Tesla Automotive." Next, Musk has repeatedly asked for some governors and legislators of some states to lift a kind of regulation, which is the state franchise dealership laws that ban the direct sale of his company's electric cars to consumers within their state.
Restricting what consumers can do in terms of buying direct is extremely un-Texan.
And those efforts by Musk paid off partly when Texas lawmakers introduced a bill that would relax the ban on direct car sales, which surprised him. Ted Cruz voiced his support for Tesla's CEO Elon Musk against the bill to ban direct car sales.
It is more spectacular than words can allow. And it's a great example of, look, I hope Elon says, open it up if you disagree with someone.
Cruz has quietly supported the bill, which can allow Tesla to sell its cars, and unveiled that this bill would gradually remove all the barriers to direct sales of Tesla vehicles, and that bill was proposed by State Representative Cody Harris. On the 12th of March last year, State Representative Cody Harris introduced HB 4379, a bill that would have essentially permitted Tesla to deliver electric cars in the state. The bill crafted a narrow exception to the dealer franchise law that would allow automakers to sell cars directly in Texas if they solely built battery electric vehicles and never maintained franchised distributors in Texas. Only Tesla and a handful of electric vehicle startups fit that description. HB 4379 was finally reviewed by the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure on May 11th, 2 months after it was filed by State Representative Cody Harris. That was a win of sorts because earlier versions of the bill in previous sessions hadn't even gotten that far. Unfortunately for Tesla, the results are not satisfactory. The hearing was simply the first of 7 steps that must occur within 140 days for a bill to become law in Texas. But the bill was not passed out of committee by the deadline of May 13th, meaning it will progress no further. A new bill will have to be introduced in the next legislative session, but because the Texas legislature only meets every 2 years, that means waiting until 2023. Nevertheless, according to analysts, although HB 4379 has not been passed, it is also a big step forward for Tesla for its ongoing efforts to fight for the right to sell cars directly to customers. On top of that, Tesla used its community platform to ask fans in Oklahoma and Mississippi to help defeat these new bills. To this day, there are still some states that prevent Tesla and other automakers from selling directly to customers. This is because of old laws put in place to protect franchise dealerships against automakers trying to compete with the people who invested a lot of money into providing a sale and service workforce for them. But now those same laws are being used to prevent Tesla and other new automakers who never had franchise dealerships from competing against dealers who sell vehicles from other automakers. It's being used in an anti-competitive way, which would prevent any automaker from operating service or deliveries of cars regardless of if they never had franchise dealers before. Tesla argues that the bill could even force Tesla to shut down its locations in the state. If passed, this bill could force Tesla to close its existing locations in Oklahoma and prevent Tesla from shipping cars to anyone in the state, which would force locals to travel out of state to service their cars or pick up their new Tesla vehicles. The automaker is asking fans to contact their representative to let them know that they oppose the bill. In Mississippi, where Tesla only operates one store, the automaker faced a similar effort with Senate Bill 2836 and asked fans to oppose it. How do you feel about these bills that are opposing automakers that never even had any contracts with dealerships from selling directly to customers? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And with that, today's episode has come to its end. We sincerely thank you for watching and for all of your support of our channel. As always, if you find our videos interesting, please don't forget to leave a like, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to make sure you never miss out on the next episode of Tesla Car World. Once again, we thank you so much. From all of us here, we hope to see you again next time. Until then, take care and be safe.